Tell us a little bit about your company and what it is and why you felt that it was very important to start it.
Yeah, so RedBalloon.work, we're America's pro-freedom job board, or you can call it a non-woke job board, whichever way you want to go, positive or negative. And the reality is that I used to be CEO of a large tech company, and I was canceled because I was conservative Christian. And the board decided that I wasn't the right person to run that company. And when I started talking to people around the country around what does wokeness in the workplace actually look like? Is it just a boogeyman, or is there something real here? I heard people having their freedoms curb stomped at work, having people self-censor, and having people tell me that their whole worldview is changing because the DEI training they're going through, whether it's making them think that they're evil because of their skin color, making them think that they need to self-censor and not live their values out loud. It really has a huge impact. And so I realized this is a moment in America where we need people to be in vocations and jobs where they can be free. Because if you're free at work, you're more likely to be free at home, in your community, in your church, and hopefully at the polls. So that's why RedBalloon.work. We are a hybrid job board, so we have thousands of businesses that post jobs. We've had over 1.5 million job seekers on there looking for freedom, but we also do a recruiting service. So if a business wants to hand over their hiring process to us and make sure that they get patriot, pro-freedom people who believe in capitalism inside their business, that's what we do for businesses, everything from Loud Earth Crowder to Christian Family Radio to HVAC companies in the middle of our country. There's a lot of businesses that just want employees who will show up and work and not be a whiner, and that's what RedBalloon.work helps them with.
So in order to recruit these companies, how do you find these companies, or what are the qualifications for them to be involved with your company?
So we ask every employer to sign a pledge that they believe that the Constitution still matters, and that they're going to protect the freedom of their current and future employees up to medical privacy. So that includes the vaccine mandates. Like if someone wants to get a vaccine, that is entirely their thing. It's not up to the employer. And you think that's a dead issue, but upwards of 30% of businesses in America are still requiring a vaccine to work there, which is absolutely ridiculous, because we believe that people should talk to their doctor, not their HR department, about what they put in their body. So that's how we help filter those businesses. We find them in a whole variety of ways. So there are a lot of businesses in America that still believe in freedom. They still believe in what made this nation great. And one of the projects we're doing is we're doing a joint project with Public Square, where we actually survey over 70,000 businesses from their database and from our database, and ask those businesses a wide variety of questions about politics, about education, about their business, the economy. And it is fascinating because they're kind of the unheard man in our economy. It's the small businesses that don't make it in the news, that aren't noticed by politicians in DC at all, and they're telling us fascinating things. I'll give you a couple of examples. 91% of them don't believe that anybody in Washington, DC will ever balance the budget. They don't believe Republican, Congress, President, Democrat, no one will actually ever balance the budget. We ask these businesses how concerned about a severe recession how concerned they are about that right now. And over 60% of them are concerned that we're heading into a severe recession. Inflation, we ask them, the administration is saying that inflation is fairly flat or it's under control. These businesses are telling us that over the last 12 months, their supplies have gone up by 20% in 12 months. So inflation is killing these businesses. And then we ask them things like, are you passing that cost on to your consumers? Are you trying to eat that cost? And most of them are trying to do a mixed bag where they're taking it in the teeth on inflation and then they're passing some of that on to their consumers. We ask them things about education. 91% of these businesses do not believe that college is setting appropriate expectation for students who are then going to enter the labor market. 42% of those businesses said they would prefer someone with work experience than a degree. So a degree is actually a detractor on your resume for a lot of these freedom economy businesses. And that's because big Marxist organizations like Harvard University are training students to be anarchists, and what business in their right mind wants that person inside their four walls. So that's part of what we do. Is we want to be a voice for small businesses. We want to be the talent solution for small businesses, because it's important. This is the moment we're in America right now.
15,000 attendees here at this event, America Fest in 2023. Many of them are still in college, and they're going to be looking for jobs soon.
Turning Point USA actually has 65,000 alumni, people who have been through the system at some level, which is awesome. And then obviously, 15,000 people here at Turning Point USA America Fest. And so what we're doing is we are providing a free job board experience for all of those people. So you can go to redballoon.work/TPUSA, and as a student, you can fill out a profile for free, and you're going to get a badge that says I'm a TPUSA alumni. And then businesses from around the country are then going to be able to search for you. And you'd be surprised, it is actually a calling card. It is more important to say I'm a TPUSA alumni than that I went to Harvard University for many of these small businesses, right? Which is crazy to think about that we're in America where that's true. So you can go to redballoon.work/TPUSA and fill that out. We are getting a critical mass of students and alumni from TPUSA in this profile database. Once that's done, there will be a link on TPUSA for all businesses who are interested in engaging those people in employment. And they're going to be able to search that profile database for free and be able to engage with people, find for internships, for jobs. And so it's really important if you're a student or if you're someone who has even gone through the TPUSA system to engage with that platform, because then you're going to be found by employers who respect your freedom and want to help build this parallel economy together. So it's free service for TPUSA, for the students, and for the businesses, and RedBalloon.work is doing it because we think it's important. We think it's important for people to have work where they can be free. You think about, a lot of people think that, well, I'm in a woke work environment, and I'm just going to keep my head down, I'm going to self-censor, it's not that big a deal. But you have no idea what an impact it has on your worldview and how you think about the world around you. And so that's our encouragement, is go to redballoon.work/TPUSA as a student, as an alumni. You can set up your profile, and then businesses will find you. Doesn't cost you anything, and it's a great opportunity.
When everyone stays silent and self-censors, people start to look around and think society is like this.
That's
like
right.
This is how, you know, if you have one side that doesn't speak, people are going to make the mistake in thinking that the leftist values, that's the way the world is, but it's not true.
That's right.
So,
a lot of our businesses, we've been encouraging employees, and these aren't our businesses, but people who are still stuck in a woke work environment, we tell them, live your values out loud. You don't have to be shrill. You don't have to jam it down the throat of people who you disagree with. You don't have to do what the left does. Just live your values out loud. And we keep getting stories from people saying, we found that 95% of the people in our office agree with that worldview because we're Americans. And they love the, we'll call it Judeo-Christian values that made this country great. But because everyone's been quiet, there's been 3 people in HR that have been running the whole show. But once we start to live our values out loud, when you're brave, you give courage to everyone around you. And so that's what RedBalloon.work is about, giving courage in the workplace, redeeming the world of work, and we hope that everyone will jump in and participate.